Angela Box is one of our most outspoken political analysts.
Filthy leftist stalkers out there, welcome back to my channel, where I always say what you were thinking. A lot of these things come back to what the Democrat Party has done to the black community.
It took an Anglo-Saxon looking woman to set everybody straight. Her blue eyes.
Hello, my name is Angela Box. Hello once again, all my fellow patriots and you filthy leftist stalkers out there. Welcome back to my channel. My name is Angela Box. You're watching the Angela Box Show, where I always say what you were thinking. If you're not subscribed to the channel, please consider hitting that subscribe button, liking or rumbling this video, commenting on this video, and of course, sharing this video, especially with your filthy leftist friends, because they truly hate my guts. And for me, that's a badge of honor. Okay. In the spirit of change and glowing up, my ISIS bride backdrop is going to be going sayonara soon, so get excited. I'm really super psyched to be doing kind of a revamp of the channel and my studio and everything like that, so that's in progress. And something you'll notice that's a little different too is that I'm doing my longer videos broken up into 3 or 4 different topics. So on that note, let's discuss what we're going to talk about today. Okay, so as the big, beautiful bill makes its way through the Congress, Democrats have proposed something very special of their own. We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the Autopen scandal that is continuing to grow, and I suspect this is not going away anytime soon. And we're going to talk about how the Supreme Court is big mad, or the leftists on the Supreme Court are big mad because finally the Roberts Court seems to have done something right when it comes to illegal aliens. I mean, one decision out of 100, like, okay, we'll take it. Let's first talk about, so the big, beautiful bill. Okay, the big, beautiful bill is making its way through the Congress. It passed the House of Representatives. People in the Senate are notoriously awful. And, you know, it's so funny how Democrats will always stick together. Democrats never have a moment where they're having a split in the party, ever. They always circle the wagons, no matter what, no matter who, every single time. Our people, of course, have to be a-holes. And because so many of our people are corrupted just like the Democrats are. So when a bill comes for someone's money, or they come for somebody's grift that they've got going on, well, Republicans don't like it either. And in the Congress right now, we've got, you know, probably the same old recalcitrant Republicans like Tom Tillis. And speaking of Tom Tillis, Ed Martin, who was stopped from becoming the D.C. attorney by Tom Tillis, he was like, yeah, that guy was just, I mean, he's corrupted this day as long. So he let that cat out of the bag. But as Republicans are trying to get this bill passed, Democrats are like, hold my beer, because they are proposing an amendment. Ayanna Pressley, she of the alien-looking bald head, that lady, the squad member, Ayanna Pressley, they are proposing May 5th, I think it's May 5th, let me check this date here. What is this? Yeah, someday in May 2025, to be Disability Reproductive Equity Day. That is the priority of the Democrat Party. I did a video also about how they are just completely out of touch, you know, putting a morbidly obese woman in charge of courting male voters back to the Democrat Party. I mean, this is the same kind of nonsense, but this is what they think their voters want, which, again, love it. I think it's fantastic. The crazier they become, the more we win. And I keep saying this, that if they keep going down, if they keep walking this plank, we are going to get 3/4 of the Congress in the midterms. Mark my words, it's going to happen. So I love this story. Please, tell me exactly what Disability Reproductive Equity Day even means. Let's see what she says here. The bill's introduction comes 1 week after the House of Representatives passed President Trump's comprehensive legislation package aimed at tax relief and economic reform. So, Ayanna Pressley, I'm reintroducing our Disability Reproductive Equity Day resolution. Y'all don't even know what this means. I don't even know what this means. So Republicans are giving people their money back, and Democrats are like, let's pander to 0.001% of the population. Okay, do it. Okay, our next story, the Autopen scandal is not going away, ladies and gentlemen. So much so that Ed Martin, who last week said, You know, it's like, again, when Tom Tillis says, I'm not going to let you be DC attorney, President Trump's like, well, I'm going to put him in charge of pardons and the weaponization of government, the Department of Justice. And he has said that he has whistleblowers that have come forward to tell him that there are a number of people that were in charge of these Autopen pardons. And some of the people that are now coming across his desk are the congressional Republicans subpoenaed them to come testify. And, you know, remember what they used to say about subpoenas. You better come or we're going to throw you in jail. I mean, they did to Steve Bannon. They did to Peter Navarro. Even though Steve and Peter had legitimate executive privilege claims, these people do not. Let's see. Deputy Chief of Staff Anthony Bernard, Deputy Chief of Staff Annie Tomasini, and Senior Advisor Ashley Williams. They need to testify onto what they knew about the Autopens and who was paying for them and were pardons for sale, because it certainly would seem that way. And Ed Martin let the cat out of the bag last week that Jill Biden was in charge of the Autopens too. Because remember, the Biden grift is coming to a sudden and inexorable halt, okay? Because Joe Biden is going to die soon. And everyone knows that he has cancer for a long time. Everyone knew he was not compos mentis for a very long time. All the lies they told us, we've been through it ad nauseum. No amount of we just didn't know is going to make the American people believe one single word they say. Obviously, they knew everything the whole time. So Jill Biden, having her name pop up as maybe a major player in these Autopen pardons, does not surprise me one bit, because she's like, we got to get some money for this family somehow. So I will come to suspect that it's not just the pardons that the Autopen was used for. It was probably for many executive orders. In fact, there was one story last week that said Joe Biden's Autopen was responsible for like a ton of climate change executive orders that he probably had no idea what he was signing. And Trump said last week that, you know, Joe Biden of old would not have opened up the border like he did. Joe Biden of old would not have allowed tens of millions of people from prisons and insane asylums and God knows where just to come over our border just so Democrats can have a permanent majority. I mean, I'm like, don't give that guy that much credit. I think he absolutely would have done it to stay in power. Like, that's what Democrats do. We know what they do, and we know what they want illegal aliens for. And it's not because they want them to assimilate into American culture. It's because they want them to be future Democrat voters, period, out the end. So that's interesting. Okay, and our final story, when it comes to the Supreme Court, you know it's a good day when Ketanji Brown Jackson, who doesn't know what a woman is because she's not a biologist, and the wise Latina Sonia Sotomayor are pissed off. Like, it's a good day indeed. And the Supreme Court has been kicking the can a lot on immigration, but finally last week, the Trump administration got a win, because the Supreme Court, in a 7-2 decision, which means that all three of Trump's nominees, Gorsuch, Kavanaugh, and Amy Coney Barrett, voted with the majority, so that's good, allowed Trump to 86 the parole for 500,000 illegal aliens from Cuba, Haiti, Nicaragua, and Venezuela. So I'm sorry, Springfield, Ohio, you're getting ready to lose all of your cultural enrichment, all of the Haitians that were eating your pets and rounding up your dogs and barbecuing them. I'm so sorry. It looks like they're going to be, sent back to Haiti. I know it's very, very sad for you guys, but it's good news for the rest of us. I just think it's wild that President Trump is simply trying to enforce the immigration laws that are already on the books. And every single leftist and every single loser on the media is like, no, they get due process. It's like, no, if you break our laws coming into this country, you don't get due process. You get to go. You have a deportation order. Goodbye. Adios, amigo. And, the Supreme Court has been very recalcitrant in trying to rein in these activist judges, this judicial coup that continues to go on. And I just don't know how much longer they're going to be able to do it. I mean, I think John Roberts is completely corrupt. I think they've got stuff on him. I think he's blackmailed. I think he's bribed and controlled. But what's the deal with Amy Coney Barrett, Brett Kavanaugh, and Neil Gorsuch? Like, what's the deal? Why is it that Democrats always stick together, but we never know how our people are going to vote? But in this case, ladies and gentlemen, they voted the right way. Now, the last story I want to talk about very quickly. It is the most sacred month of the year. It's June. That means it's Pride Month. But it's not going to be Pride Month at the FBI, ladies and gentlemen, because the FBI came out and they said there will be no flags, there will be no celebrations, there will be no nonsense talk about this garbage, because we are going back to our core value and our core mission, which is to round up and arrest bad guys. That's it. That's what we're going to do. And I suspect we won't be seeing any transgender activists with bolt-on boobies running around the Rose Garden, or President Trump declaring Transgender Day of Visibility on Easter next year. I suspect we won't be seeing that either. And I gotta say, guys, I love getting back to normal. It's fantastic. All right, that's where I'm gonna leave this video. Let me know what you think down below, and I will see you in the next one. I will be done. Bye.